This segment is brought to you by JigMaster Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to JigMasters.com and use promo code PNF20 and save 20% off your next jig order today.
Let's go! This is the Chasing the Tide saltwater segment on the Paddle and Fin Network. I'm your host, Dustin Nichols. Come along for the saltwater shenanigans. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Dustin Nichols here with another episode of Chasing the Tide saltwater segment here on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. I'm with you here tonight. We are recording with none other than Nicholas Gibson. He's in charge of the kayak division, sales, maintenance, ordering, all that good stuff at Fishing Limited in the Houston location on the Gulf Freeway. So what's up, man? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and, brief introduction. Be good. Tell everybody what's up.
Yeah. What's going on? Thanks for having me on here. It's good to be on here. I'm the paddlesports buyer over at FTU. I oversee all the kayaks and accessories and head of rigging too. So I do a little bit of everything. Wear many hats, I guess you could say.
Man of many hats.
Yeah. And then operations manager for Saltwater Survival Series. So I do all the social media, the posting, and making sure the website looks good and all the behind the scenes stuff. And then I do a lot of the day of stuff, helping check in and making sure all the weights get put in correctly and everything like that.
Yeah, keep that stuff running smooth, man. You got to have a good operations staff to run a good tournament. So I will say they've always excelled having their tournaments lined out. Saltwater Survival Series, we're gonna touch on that here in a little bit later. Got some announcements with that coming up, and now everybody knows who you are. Give a brief background of when you started fishing, man. What you come up with your pops or granddads or somebody, come up as a little young buck or something, or you're still a little young buck, man. You're only like what, 23?
About to be 23.
That's what I say.
Yeah, September 12th, Saltwater Survival Series. That's my birthday, so.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's going good, but yeah, I'm still young buck. I hear a lot of people would definitely say that for sure, but I would definitely say me and my grandpa saltwater fishing over in Pierce Marsh, Louise Bay Camp.
Yep.
Man, that's where I really started. But then
cut your chops at, huh?
Yeah. I tried to. I didn't do too good. The old live shrimp popping court. That's where I started.
Yeah.
But then I started kayaking about 2011, 2012, freshman year of high school, watching Ty Sutherland. Man, that guy right there, he was the reason why I got into kayak fishing. So freshman year of high school, I was kayak fishing.
Shout out to Ty. He's been on the show before too, man. He's a good guy, a good dude. Had a good vibe with him, and we've been meaning to get together and fish too. So Ty, if you're checking the show out or listening, you need to come get on the water over here with me this winter. We've been meaning to try to do that, but we both, life happens. People are busy, and he's got his own little guy business over there in Rockport, working out pretty good now. And he's been doing good things too. So yeah, Ty's a good dude, man. So yeah, you've been in the kayak scene. Been fishing at least 8-9 years. That's a good clip. And that's the cool thing about that is that instead of that bank fishing or wading or for somebody that don't have a boat, that's a great opportunity to get out there and cover more water and find new areas. Definitely.
Yeah. Kayaks is the way to go too.
Yes, definitely. So you started working in some shops there at a younger age. You worked at Academy for a little while, worked in the tackle section and all that, and then you transferred over to you worked for ACK for a little while before coming to FTU. So talk a little bit about that, about getting your start into the sales and operation side of things for a kayak store.
Yeah, so like you said, I worked at Academy. I was in the fishing section, and a lot of my coming up was through Facebook groups. I was always sharing like, hey, we got this in stock, and people were like, oh, hey, hit up Nick. He works at Academy. Maybe he can help you out with some fishing stuff. So then it kind of started progressing, and then I got sought after going to work at ACK. They asked me if I wanted to come work for them, do kayaks, and I said sure. I had a good support group behind me. Everybody was telling me, go try it, go work for them, go put your hands on the kayaks, try to sell them. And then I worked there for a little bit, and then I got sought after again, and FTU wanted me to come work for them too and be their paddle sports buyer. And I had more people tell me to go to them. You know, there's rods, reels, lures, basically just like Academy, but on a larger scale.
Larger scale, yeah.
So that was, you know, what I wanted to do, just be going up with
moving up the ladder.
Just moving up the ladder. You know, I wanted to do more than just kayaks too. I wanted to do fly, you know, the offshore scene and just everything fishing related. So
well, you got some big shoes to fill for at a young age already for being a paddle sports buyer at a retail store of that size. You got other stores too. You got one off of Katy Freeway. You got one up near Bel Air area, right?
Sugarland,
Katy Freeway. Yeah. So you got to take care of all that too and make sure that they get their kayaks distributed to their locations also from the central source. I guess they come into the one on the Gulf Freeway and y'all kind of divvy them up and everything. Man, that's pretty cool because you're pretty young and you're already in the industry like that. You're getting your honing your chops, honing your skills on all that, and getting some good experience on your resume, man. If you want to continue in this industry, that's a good start, man. Definitely a good start. Yeah,
it's definitely a lot to do. You know, just buying all these kayaks from all these different companies and even all the accessories too. I gotta buy all that stuff for all three of my stores. Make sure prices are good and everything stays in stock, which it hasn't, but it's good.
Yeah, this year's been a one-off for sure with the logistics of the shipping, the dealers, some stores closing during the COVID crisis and everything, and the social distancing measures and the in-store purchases, and then the manufacturers themselves. I mean, I know for a fact that not just Jackson, but a lot of other manufacturers, they're all having logistic problems with parts or running a smaller crew to stay distance at the factories and everything. So it's definitely affected everything across the board. I know a lot of places that are selling out of boats. It's just been pretty busy. Believe it or not, what thought might have been a bad year in sales is actually turning out to be a pretty dang good year.
really good. Everything's in high demand. Everything.
Demand.
I've been telling everybody, if you see it, get it, because you don't know when it's going to come back.
You don't know when
how
you
long.
See it again.
Oh, you don't know how long it's going to take for it to get in. I mean, I tell people, if you see it, just get it. Just get it.
Oh yeah. Cool deal, man. Like I said, that's some big shoes to fill, man. You got a good solid job and get some experience under your belt.
Oh yeah.
Know where it can lead you. You work for some good people over there, the owners.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Shout out to them over there. I've met them at the dealer summit for Jackson a couple years back, and they got some good stores going, man. They all got a good thing over there. So way
Joe
to go, brother. Yeah.
Joe and Emily take care of me good, man. That's a good store. Good people. Everybody does good work for sure.
Yes, sir. Cool deal. Well, we're gonna get back to the fishing side of things for a little while now. We talked a little bit about the background, a little bit about the store you're working at, and we're gonna touch on locations. You don't have to give like GPS pinpoints. Nah.
Oof, good.
Just some of your favorite areas to target around the area, where you fish. Fish around Freeport, Galveston, down around any of those areas. You target some Christmas Bay, Drum Bay, stuff around there. I like those areas. I trek over there every now and then. It's right at 2 hours from me. And I enjoy fishing at Acadiana Reef and stuff around on the west side of Christmas Bay. I've done real good over there at this time of the year, especially on flounder.
I'll fish in a raindrop if it has fish in it.
I'll
fish in a raindrop if it has fish in it. If you tell me there's fish in that raindrop right there, I'm running to get my pole real quick. I'm gonna go fish it.
You said you grew up a lot around Lewis Bait Camp and all that, and I remember that's been the first few seasons of Saltwater Survival Series. That's where that was normally held at. The weights and everything. That was always pretty fun. And that's back when they were, that's when everybody got the same box of lures.
Yeah.
That's how that series started out.
Yeah.
As a is what it's called, a survival series. You basically had all the lures you had. You could use terminal tackle, corks, jig heads, things like that. Scents.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get a top water, you couldn't throw a top water. If you didn't get a voodoo shrimp, you couldn't throw a voodoo shrimp. You got to have a jig head. You got to have you had all of your tails, a certain number of tails. You ran out of them, you were done. You were done fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to conserve, and it was a cool little deal when the first years I fished it was really cool. Yeah. I know they went to now you can throw
anything,
whatever tackle you want except live bait, right? No live bait.
No live bait. Yep. Now you can throw any lures.
Anything. Yep.
Yeah, before it was voodoo, egret baits. If that was what you got. You go to the captain's meeting. They say, "Here you go. This is yours. You throw it. Hopefully, you bring some fish in." But now, just recently, over the last few years, 2 years, they said, "Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open it up and let everybody." But egret and voodoo, man, they're still one of our. I mean, that's our big sponsor too. They still give us prize packs and everything like that. I fish their stuff. I fish a lot of voodoo and egret baits. Like the green chili wedge tail, that's been my go-to so far. Yeah. That's been my go-to so far, but they're still our big sponsor and they still do us good. They give us a lot of little goodie bags and prize packs. So
it's always great to have good support from local companies or stuff in the region that are all supportive of especially supportive of kayak fishing,
Oh yeah.
We're sometimes the red-headed stepchild of the event. Sometimes, you can be, a lot of these other tournaments rather have boats, but then you got to see, all of a sudden you see all these kayak guys show up for a tournament, like, holy crap,
a lot of them.
We got a big turnout for this. This is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that redfish one we had, it had at least 80 people there.
Yeah,
just
80 people.
Yeah, 80 people just fishing, and then there was other people that came in and they just wanted to check it out, just to look. Yeah. So we had some people show up for that first redfish event. It was good. Yeah, they did. Good turnout. Yeah, they really did. Good turnout.
Cool deal, man. I'm looking forward to that next one. That's right around the corner too. You talked about that green chili wedge tail.
Oh man, that's the one.
So that's one of your favorites you're gonna have in your crate, in your box. We're gonna have a little tackle box confessional right here. We're gonna talk into what little bit of talk about your strike missions. You got that 3-4 hours before work, you're gonna go hit it real quick. You got a little area you can go to, and what's your go-tos? You got 3 rods to take. You got 3 rods rigged up. What you gonna have on them 3 rods?
Ooh. Okay, my 3 rods. I'm probably gonna have an H&H rod. I'm gonna have one of those. My Sportsman. That's gonna be one of them. My FTU rod, my green rod. That's the new green rod that we have, the Gen 2, and the old green rod. Those 2, and my H&H rod. All Shimano on the reels. I mean, the SLX DC, the Corrado DC, and then I'll have my spinning reel, my Stratic. Yeah,
they make some good reels. And what kind of baits you gonna have on there?
Ooh.
You got 3 baits to have on those 3 setups. What's it gonna be?
I'm gonna throw on the Voodoo weedless shrimp, the glow one, the green chili wedge tail, and then I'm probably gonna have the popping cork, the good old popping cork with the Voodoo. The small Voodoo shrimp.
Small Voodoo, the one little flicking one, with the exposed hook. Yeah.
That's the last resort one. That's the popping cork. You got to throw that one just in case if they're not biting. You got to throw the. Got
to call them out. Sometimes they're deep in that grass. You got to call them out with that popping cork.
Yep.
If you're like me, I got a rod with a bass soft body popping frog. I will sling that up in that grass all day long and pull them out of there. Yes.
I need to try it with the frog, that hollow body frog, that popping frog, the leopard.
Yep.
I want to try it. I want to try that.
Strike King makes some pretty good ones. They got one that's actually boned with like an orange throat.
Okay.
It's a little bigger. I like a little smaller profile sometimes, but that bigger one, I get back in that grass a little better. But yeah, I have my buddy Mike Fiorenza. That's my tournament partner. I had him fish with him over in Galveston, over around the state park area, and super high tide that day. We got back in the marsh and got back in there. And I told him, I said, when you rig up, you bring a rod with a frog on it. I said, you're gonna have fun. I'm gonna tell you. And I said, I don't know how he had never done it, because man, that's one of the first things bass and redfish are so much alike. Well, a red feeds differently with the mouth on the bottom, and digs in it. But their topwater, they're aggressive in the way they act sometimes. They act like freaking bass sometimes.
Yeah,
so I was like,
yeah.
You know what, bass lures, I said, I guarantee that, because they hit a poplar all day, like a normal hard-bodied poplar lure.
Yeah.
I said, and there's got to be a way to catch them fish way back in the grass. And, I've used weedless hooks on flukes and different things like that. I've even caught them on Cincos. Weedless Cinco.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I said, a frog. I fished that at such heavy cover for bass that I guarantee the redfish are going to eat it. And lo and behold, they freaking crush it a lot of the times, even in open water, or if there's that floating grass in the potholes in between that, man, it excels in that, because they will come up and just smack it. They'll, go after it. I'm
going to have to try that. You got to send me a picture of what that frog looks like. I might have to give that a go.
Yeah, I'm going to have to show you them. That's some good stuff. But, man, that the voodoo shrimp always been good, even not on a popper cork, just them little small ones to pitch in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
That wedge tail's got a lot of action vibration.
Oh, those
redfish. Yeah, man, Voodoo makes some good baits. I am sponsored by Grande, so I gotta shout them out with some of their stuff they got coming out and everything too. But there's so many lure companies out there that just make good product.
Yeah,
so
it's all personal preference.
I'm not going to badmouth any of them. I'm all for promoting, good tackle. So yeah, man, it's all good with that. So yeah, Tackle Box Confessional. There you go. 3 rods, 3 setups. You got a weedless voodoo shrimp, wedge tail, green chili, and a popper cork with a small exposed hook voodoo shrimp. Yep. There you go. There's your go-tos right there.
Yeah. All that artificial stuff, it's all personal preference, though. At the end of the day, it's all about confidence, what you like to throw. Maybe you like to throw this brand and you can't catch on this other brand, then that's just you. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
Throw what you know. I will say that over and over. The more you have confidence in a bait you're throwing, I'm telling you, the mental aspect of fishing can kick your ass.
Yeah.
You go into it, tournament day, you're all down, you're run down, you're tired, you just ain't got no motivation, and and you don't have confidence in the bait you're throwing. That mental game can kick your ass.
Oh yeah,
it sure does.
I tell guys all the time on tournament day, like, man, if your lure is not working good, or maybe you bust off on a fish, like, you just gotta throw all that stuff out, throw all that mental bad stuff out. Just know, like, hey, I've caught them here before. They were in here last time I was pre-fishing. You just gotta find them. If they're in there the last time you were in there, they're in there again. You just gotta say, okay, I'm gonna catch them. I gotta find them. I just gotta look a little harder. But I mean, just gotta take all that negative energy out. Even especially if you hook a big fish and you lose it, and it's gonna win a tournament and it breaks off. You just be like, say, throw the F-bombs out there a little bit, but after that, just grind it out. Try to get you another one.
Got to wipe that slate clean. That's what happened to me last Saturday morning for that saltwater angler series. The first 30, 45 minutes, I had some really sluggish fish. They were in the grass eating, and I was throwing a one knocker up there along the grass line and getting them to come out, but they just weren't really eating it. They weren't really exploding on it. I had one hooked up on one, and it burned drag, and it ran back to the boat, shook his head, and threw me off. And I got a good look at it, and it was a good tournament size fish too. And then I just said, man, I got to regroup. I got this mud flat. I know the fish are going to be there even with the tide higher. There's a little bit more water over this mud flat. And then the wind just died. I mean, the wind died. It went calm. So I was like, oh crap. I really like wind on that shoreline. But luckily we had the tide was still pushing in pretty hard. And I just started working my top waters across that mud flat there's about a 3 or 4 foot drop off of it. And it's about 1.5 feet deep, and it drops off 3, 4, 5 foot. And I did something. I reached down and got my cup, and I was getting a drink of water. So my bait was naturally floating in that current. And it just, bam, he just smacked it when it was just sitting still, just floating.
Dead sticking.
It was that dead stick in the top. Well, I swear to God, It's a 25 and a half. I said, cool, I got one fish on the board. I was excited. Mike still hadn't caught up with me. And then like 3 casts later, same thing. I said, you know what? I'm going to twitch this thing 2-3 times. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to kill it. And then like the third time I worked it, a couple twitches, I killed it. It floated about 3 foot. Bam! It's that 128 on the money. You know, it ended up being oversized on the slant board, but yeah. But then, I mean, I'm telling you, it wasn't 5 casts later, I hooked another one and pulled it off. And then the next cast, I caught a 27 and a half, all doing the same thing. Letting that top water drift in the current naturally.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have stumbled upon that, who knows what would have happened that day. You know, we might have pulled some fish out on a poppet cork or this and that, but I'm telling you, the bite stopped at 10:30. There was no more bite. You know, it slowed down real quick that day. And it was hot as hell, and the wind, you know, it did finally start blowing a little bit, but, you know, we wanted to hurry up and take what we had and get to the truck and get them in the cooler, get them in some G juice and some aeration going.
Yeah.
So,
man,
that's the
funny.
thing. That's not losing that mental edge. You got to have that mental edge, and you got to come through and adapt sometimes to the conditions or what's going to happen, because that's fishing. It can change so fast on you. So that's like you were saying. You know, you gotta just regroup and take charge of it. You know.
Yep.
Because it'll put you in the dumps real quick if you don't.
Yeah, you got to grind it out. You got to grind it out.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Sure enough.
Man, that's funny. That's funny though, because sometimes, like, if I catch a fish, I'll get all up in the excitement, and then like I'll put my fish on my stringer, and then I'm thinking, okay, how did I catch that fish again?
Yeah.
And then
what was I doing? Was I doing something different that time? Was I doing something different? Yeah.
How did I catch that fish? Like, okay, I gotta remember next time how I caught that fish. Sometimes I forget because I get caught up in excitement if I get something good.
Yeah, but I mean, you said it earlier. Confidence, man. Confidence in your baits. That's a big thing. A big thing to have. You know, Nicholas had brought up a good point about that, especially on tournament day. You know, keeping that mental game fresh. So yeah, man, that's a big deal. Big deal to me too. So you hit the nail on the head with that one. But you know, with all these tournaments, man, all this stuff going on, we, you know, even with the off year, we've still had some events going down. You know, we've had some, you know, the Upper Coast Kayak Anglers did the COVID Classics, some online stuff through Tourney X.
Yeah,
and had some good turnouts on that. Yeah, we had some of that. You know, that was good to go. One Fish Wonder went down. You know, had some good stuff going on. You know.
Yeah. I fished the One Fish Wonder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good times too, man. They put on some good stuff. They got a good group of guys doing all those, and you know, with all that, you see, you know, you see the sales. You're in the store. You're the one that's buying the kayak. So as far as the growth goes right now in kayak fishing, the trends in that are crazy this year. Like I said, we were talking a little bit. You know, we thought this year was going to be a rough year, but man, it's been crazy. So as far as seeing the growth, you know, what do you see? What are you seeing?
I see a lot of new people. A lot of new people I didn't even see before. A lot of people said they came in and they said they were bored and watching YouTube, and they said, man, I want to try kayak fishing. Some people, you know, you get your regular customers that come in like they've been here forever, and then you get these new people and they're like, oh, I'm new. Like, this is my first time either in the store, kayaking, whatever, walk me through it. So you always have to kind of educate, you know, some of the new people coming in and try to teach them, or, you know, tell them what you think or your opinions and experiences, and see what they think, and kind of, you know, go back and forth on that. So a lot of new people coming into the industry, like as far as fishing. So fishing industry I think is doing good. Hunting industry too, same thing with them. You know, you got a lot of new people. They want to try all this new stuff because they can't do anything else. So the only thing they can do is go be outside, which is good. Everybody gets off the
good thing. Yep.
Yeah, get off the computer, the Xbox and PlayStation and everything. Get off all that stuff, and they're going outside, which is really, really good. So good for us too.
Well, I know a couple of others on the bass side of things. I also fish some of those events too. There's been some good turnouts at some of those events, the national level trail events, Bassmaster, the Hobie Bass Open Series, some of the KBF Super Trails. There's still some of that going on. I mean, you know, they've been having super good turnouts on that. You know, last weekend for that Saltwater Angler Series, we had 16 teams. So that's 32 total anglers, which was one of their bigger turnouts yet. We had some guys from up north come down, do pretty well. You know, Alec, old Alec Perez, and came down. Grant Justice was in there. They did well. They had some fish. The old guys, Story and Melton, Charlie Melton. All them were there, made the trek down.
There you go.
So yeah, it was good times, man. It's always good, that camaraderie. At the tournaments is what drawn me into that when I first started doing the saltwater tournaments, and eventually led me to the bass tournaments also, because I was just like, dang, they got bass tournaments too. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I was stuck on the coast. I was stuck on the coast for so long, always in the salt, and and I'm still mainly a salt guy, but those green fish call me out sometimes, and I like to go fish those events too. They're fun to chase. They're fun to figure out too.
Yeah. Which trail are you running? East Texas or Southeast Texas?
I don't run them. No, not me.
Oh, you don't run them? No. Fish them. I mean.
Oh, fish.
Yeah.
I fish the Southeast Texas.
Southeast Texas. Okay.
And then I fish a couple of the East Texas events last year, and I'll fish some of the cat stuff sometimes. This year was a one-off. I only got to fish a couple of events for Southeast Texas. I did qualify for the Classic, which is supposed to happen tomorrow and Sunday on Houston County, but I couldn't make it. So
I got a couple.
Just one of them deals.
Yeah, I got a couple buddies fishing county, so I've seen them getting geared up and everything like that. I worked on some of their kayaks too. Michael Morgan and Desmond James. I did James.
Desmond? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I like them kids, man. They some young bucks too. Desmond's always had a little, I've always tried to help them out at tournaments and share some tips and tactics and all that. Michael had a good run last year too. He placed in some money last year. He's battling out last year. I finished in the top 10 last year. Had a win last year on that trail, and that Chris Morales runs that. He does a real good job as tournament director. So it's kind of hard tough to beat that. That's a good trail. The schedule's out for next year, and I'm excited about some of the lakes on that schedule.
Yeah.
Choke Canyon's that's only about an hour 40 minutes away from me, and there's some giant dinosaurs in there, but some big old 14-foot alligators. But man, I love that lake. I've done real well in that lake. I've had some big fish in that lake. So yeah, man, it's good. That's just more opportunity to meet more badass people that kayak fish. The more trails you fish, the more tournaments you go, and it's about the same everywhere you go. You'll have some drama here and there, but even traveling across the country for the BOS or the KBF stuff or the national championship, traveling wherever you go, you're going to meet friends that you're going to continue to keep in touch with and fish with. That's how this whole podcast thing started. I was a guest on Paddle and Fin on a couple of their episodes, and they're like, man, Dustin, you want to do an episode? You want to start your own segment, saltwater side? We don't have nobody doing saltwater. I was like, dude, I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I told my wife says I could talk the paint off of a wall.
Oh,
so
man.
I could run my damn mouth. I know that's a fact, Jack. So I get a little funny sometimes. I like to cut up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to keep it fun, man. That's the thing right there. Just keep it fun, and roll with the flow. That's about it.
Yeah. Easy way to do it.
Oh man. So yeah, growth of kayak fishing, crazy. Definitely a one-off year, but definitely some leaps and bounds taken in that on the growth of that side. But we're getting close to wrapping up here, but we're going to touch on a little bit more. We're going to touch back on that saltwater survival series. As Nicholas said, he's an operations director for that, running social media, getting stuff out there, getting it hyped up. So that's one of the things I wanted to do during this segment was, there's an upcoming event on the 12th of September, Saturday. So you want to tell everybody about that? We'll talk about that right now for a little while.
Yeah, September 12th. It's at Sunset Lounge in San Leon, Texas. It's a 5-fish, 5-trout stringer. Five trout.
I thought it was 4.
Trout.
It's 5.
Ooh, you gotta read them rules. It's 5.
I need to read them.
You think you can get them 5 trout?
Yeah, but only one can be over 24, or 21 can be over 25. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, one can be over 25. That's right.
Yep. And you get a half-pound bonus. You just gotta bring one of those trout in alive for that half-pound.
Mine won't be alive. They're going in the fish box.
it's hard to keep trout alive.
Trout are hard to keep alive unless you're fishing right there in San Leon, right there in that Dickinson Bay. Or whatever that bay is right there.
Yeah, you gotta fish right off the pier to go get one and bring it in alive to keep it in.
Yeah, there's some good fishing out there actually, believe it or not.
Yeah. But so 5 trout, half-pound bonus. If you bring in one alive, it just only has to be one. Some people think it's the whole stringer, but it's just one. You get it added to your total weight of your 5 trout, and then there's side pots. You get the heavy redfish, most spots on a redfish, heavy flounder. And then the heavy Texas slam. So it's 1 red, 1 trout, 1 flounder, and it's the heaviest of those 3 species. So, and that's the side pots.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping there'd be a heavy trout side pot since it's a trout tournament.
Yeah, well, see, so the thing is, people said that same thing when the redfish one came up, but we told people, no, we're just going to do the 2 redfish because the heavy redfish is going to go to the trout tournament, so we're going to have a heavy redfish in the trout tournament, and then same thing when the flounder tournament hits, we're going to have a heavy trout and a heavy redfish, but you're going
to have a heavy trout at the flounder one?
Yeah, at the flounder one. Heavy trout at the flounder one.
Because that's what I'm saying, because where I'm going to be fishing for my trout, I don't catch a lot of redfish. And if I do, they're over 30 normally. They're usually big ones, and I can't bring one of those in. So, that's why I was always like, man, they need to have a heavy trout, because that's what I didn't get to fish it last year, but the year before I had heavy trout in the tournament. I had a 5-1-2 2 years ago, and I was one fish short of my 4 fish limit because it shrunk on ice when I drove there, and it was just it was one of them deals. That one fish kept me out of money. I was in 9th place with 3 fish. I was in 9th place. And I had pulled another one off that day too. That was every bit of 24.
That's not too bad.
So I'm hoping this year is going to be a little different. It's 5, but you put a good stringer together. I'll be coming for it. I'm coming for it.
You gotta come for it, man. It's gonna go. It's going down. It's gonna go. There's some people. So. Yep. And especially this cold front coming in. It's gonna bring some trout, little activity. So I think
wind's going to switch though. So a lot of people fishing them south shorelines is going to get dirtied up this week.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something too.
But it's going to be cooler. People are going to fish a little longer. It's not going to be as hot. So
it's going to be near as hot, man. I like that.
Sweating. So be good.
I'll be grinding it out. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
But if I find them early, if I can get 5 good fish early, I'm going to my redfish hole and ripping the redfish out.
There you go. And then we're gonna have some food too. We're gonna have some food.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a food truck and everything.
Yeah.
Got some good stuff.
Yeah, DSKA, Martin Sosa and Grouch Flores, man, they're gonna be cooking some tacos. They're gonna have everything. All the plates they're gonna have are $10. So it's gonna come with your plate and your drink, and they're gonna have a little menu. I think they have about 5 things to pick from. I think, but I mean. If you like some tacos, we're from Texas. Yeah. We like tacos, so.
You like tacos. We like tacos.
We like tacos around here.
Fish tacos. Breakfast tacos.
Yeah.
Brisket taco.
All kinds.
Pastor tacos.
Yeah.
I like all of them.
Yeah.
Fajitas, whatever you want to put in them. I will eat it.
Yep.
Cabeza, cachete, everything. I'm going to eat every bit of barbacoa. I'm going to eat it.
Man, we might have your own line for a taco truck. Sounds like you're gonna eat your little everything on there.
Everything on there. I'm gonna say just give me one of everything. Come on, y'all got 5 items.
Yeah, you might have to. We might have to have your own truck off to the side for you. So
and that's the 12th, Saturday the 12th.
The 12th.
And what I was excited about is the captain's meeting going to be online. Instead of having to show up?
No captain's meeting.
No captain's meeting.
No captain's meeting. Yeah, we used to do a captain's meeting at Sunset a long time ago, but now we just kind of gotten away from it, doing it, especially now with COVID, it wouldn't have made sense to do captain's meeting, make it easier for everybody.
Well, that's a big plus for me because that's a almost 2.5 hour drive for me, and then I'd have to drive back home to fish my waters because I sacrifice a little fishing time to fish my home waters.
Yeah.
You know,
Usually,
fish some different water close by or Matagorda or wherever I'm gonna fish.
well, that's why you get till 5 p.m. to bring your
Yeah.
fish, because we're gonna let you fit all the Texas coast. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna go fish all the way from Sabine all the way down to, I don't
Al
know,
Padre, Baffin.
yeah,
I might even
all
fish Baffin. Shoot. No,
all the
I've been
way
on some
down
good, I've
there.
been on some good fish over here. So
Yeah.
hopefully they're gonna stay put. They've been in the general vicinity, so I'm hoping they're gonna be in that same area at least. And pull out at least 5 over 20 inches. If I get 5 over 20, I'm gonna be looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, you'll be in the money if you got 5 over 25 or over 20. Yeah, I think you'll be in the money for sure.
With a kicker with one over 23 and the rest around 20, you'll be looking pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, send me that coordinates for safety purposes.
I know, right? I know. You're just gonna have to come over here this winter and get on some with me when we start getting up in the rivers and stuff, when they start going deep.
Oh,
and then I'll show you some tricks with that Ray Marine Element 9 using the side scan and pulling them off structure with the side scan on the fish finder.
Okay, I might have to come down there. I'll come down there.
Yeah, it's only about 2 hours, a little under 2 hours to get there from the store.
It's all right. I'll do the drive if there's fish involved.
I don't mind driving at all. That's the part about Texas. Texas is a big state, but you know, everybody says, man, that's a drive. 2 hours. Man, 2 hours is nothing.
Yeah, man, I think it takes me about 30 minutes just to get to work. So
yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes to work. You know, where I'm at. I work over in Point Comfort. Live in Victoria, Texas, and so I got a little bit of a drive to get to work. So that's why it's always a plus to have all my stuff with me when I'm on graveyards. I can have all my stuff and launch right there in the morning, and you know, I'm 3 minutes from the boat ramp at the plant I work at. So
yeah, just fishing your FRs.
I'm fishing my I've done that before.
Maybe Sims should come out with some FRs.
I've done that. So yeah, man, I was stoked to have you on.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks
get you on here, get you on Chasing Tide, and talk a little bit about fishing. Let everybody know a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the upcoming saltwater survival event series. I know on Sunday, the next day, the 13th. The IFA does have an event in Port Aransas, but as that was me, I could only take off one day that weekend because I'm working. So I took off Saturday. I'm already entered. I did enter. I'm ready to go for the Saltwater Survival Series. Entered in all the pots, ready to go. So I'm putting all my chips into that one for my trout stringer. So
there you go. Well, thanks
hopefully we'll end up good, man. You know, it's a great event to support. So I know Tony and Daniel always been good with it.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're real good,
man. Mary helps out. You know, they always got some good help, and Daniel's wife, and got a good thing going and treat everybody right, and everybody has a good time. So I'm looking forward to next Saturday, man. We're gonna see you when I come to the weigh-in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Daniel and Tony, man, they do good. They're gonna be more like talking to everybody. While me and Mary, we're on the sidelines, we're making sure all the computer stuff's good, making sure the Weighmasters got their stuff all lined out. We're all kind of doing our thing and they're doing their thing, so that way we all, know what we got to go.
Well, cool deal, man. I'm gonna give you a chance. Take the stage. Get some shout outs to all the sponsors for the series, and then anybody you want to give thanks to, you man. The mic's yours. Go ahead and take over.
Yeah, man. Fish and Tackle Limited, they donate a Hobie kayak to us for Angler of the Year. Voodoo Eager Baits, they're the main ones that have been with us the whole time through Saltwater Survival Series. They give us all the, good baits. H&H Rods, they make us 3 custom rods for each event. For first, second, third place, they're going to be a Saltwater Survival Series, wrap. So, if you need some custom rods, man, H&H is way to go for us guys in kayaks and saltwater fishing. And man, those are mainly right there, our top 3. And then, like I said, DSK, man, those boys are going to be cooking some food for us. Yep. So just bring you some money. That way you can eat some good food, man.
Eat some grub. $10 a plate.
Yep, $10 a plate. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Be some adult beverages over there available. Might be.
Might be
a cooler or 2. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
You might have to go find that cooler somewhere, but it might be. It's gonna be out there.
I might even have one with me.
Oh man, that's all right. You can bring as much as you want.
Might even have one with me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'll be excited, man. So yeah, cool deal. I'm ready to get over there. So I'll be pre-fishing this week.
Yeah, man, get on it.
I'll be getting on it. Be doing a little scouting in a couple other spots and backup spots, and I know I'm gonna go chase redfish Monday, but I know a couple other, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, I'm gonna go hit the water. And for those of y'all that don't know, the motors are allowed.
Trolling motors are allowed.
Yeah.
You just gotta read the rules. It tells you the rules. Yep. It tells you the horsepower on there. Yep. It can only be on kayaks, but if you got a trolling motor, it's electric. Slap that bad boy on there. I know you got a Torpedo.
Yeah. I just recently got added to the Torpedo team. So that's a big deal for me after being a big supporter of the motors over the past year and a half since I've had one. It's a game changer as far as area covered and especially in bass tournaments too. But I've been doing a lot of pre-fishing with mine in the marsh, and it's excelled in the marsh. It's a great asset to cover water.
Yeah. So got that on your Jackson?
I got it on a U-Pick, and I run it on my Big Rig FD also.
Oh, there you go. And
it's a 403 AC. I got 1103 on the way. But the 403 AC on the U-Pick will get me up a little over 6 miles an hour.
Oh, that's fast.
And I have about a 15-mile range on that, as long as I don't peg it out too much.
Okay.
But if I slow it down to around 4.5 miles an hour, I can usually get about 21 miles out of it, maybe a little further.
That's good.
And it only weighs like 23 pounds with the motor and the battery, because it's a lithium-ion battery. So if anybody out there, you have to make an investment to get one, but it's definitely worth the investment. Especially if you're a tournament angler and you want to cover water. It does run pretty shallow, and Innovative Sportsman sells a really cool rock guard and prop protector. If you run over a reef, it just kind of kicks up over it. I haven't broke a prop yet, knock on wood. But you do got to watch for, crab trap ropes and old braid. Somebody might have spun off the reel and stuff. You got to watch for stuff like that on any trolling motor or anything. Mm-hmm. So even your props on your pedal drive, if you have a prop driven, like a Native or a Jackson or Old Town, same thing. Yep. But man, I know they're a part of the trail. They also sponsor some stuff, some discount coupons for Lone Star Kayak Series and all that too. So Torpedo's been a big player in tournament scene also this year. So cool. I'm gonna be using mine for pre-fishing for sure. There you go. Maybe tournament day, depends on how far the run I might have to make. Depends on if I change spot. So, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Hope we can see everybody out there. Tournament day, and thanks again for coming on. So everybody, thanks for listening to Chasing the Tide Saltwater segment. Thanks to all the guys at Paddle and Fin. Let me put this episode out there on their platform, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Yes, sir.